Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to go into chapter 1 of How to Disappear by Sharon has wrote. We are going to chug along through this book and see how things go from here. So yeah, let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off of the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 1. Standing by my locker, I can already feel the sweat circles forming on my t-shirt. Nobody can see that, I assure myself, not through the enormous sweater I'm wearing or beneath my nearly impenetrable wall of o'hair. Still, I put the dry yellow knit away from my armpits. My mother took one look at me this morning and managed not to mention what she was probably thinking, that I won't win any popularity contest dressed like a giant blob of Dijon mustard. Instead, she joked, "Are you in there?" and kind of paused while spreading the gray poupon on my sandwich, her eyes flittering between the jar and my sweater. She's subtle like that, and I'm perfectly aware that this is not my best color. It doesn't make my hazel eyes pop or help me stand out in the crowd. In fact, this particular shade of brownish yellow is a perfect complement to both my hair and the painted block walls of our school, which is exactly why I'm wearing it. If the dare I'm about to attempt goes badly, I'll be able to blend into my surroundings and disappear before anyone notices. My best friend Jenna is making me do this. We were FaceTiming last night from our respective bedrooms. Mine is in its usual place, and hers is very far away state of Wisconsin, where she now lives. Her mom got a really good job there, so their family moved in mid-August, a couple of weeks before the start of our sophomore year. "I'm worried about you," she said. I leaned out of view so she could see. All she could see was my cat, named Cat, curled into a tabby fuzzball on the bed. "It's been 2 months." Jenna put her face extra close to the screen and whispered, "Have you spoken to anyone in 2 months?" "I speak to you," I said. "A real person." "You're not a real person?" "You know what I mean." She tipped her phone sideways and propped it up on the dresser, giving me a panoramic view of her new bedroom, which I hated on principle. "A real-life person, not your parents, and teachers don't count." I tried to think of the last time I spoke to someone at school, aside from mumbling "sorry" when I got bumped into or whispering "bless you" when the kid next to me sneezed. For pretty much as long as I can remember, Jenna has been the only person I've ever talked to. When it comes to communicating with anyone else, she's always spoken for both of us, even if someone directs their question to me. I hesitate and she jumps in to answer. It's just the way we are. Like how I always tied her shoes for her. I was better at it and she never really learned. Now she just buys shoes that buckle or zip or slip on, and I don't talk. "All you have to do is say hi," said Jenna. "That's how we became friends, isn't it? You said hi and the rest is history." "I was 5, I said. I didn't know any better." She laughed. "So pretend you're 5 again. You're sitting cross-legged in the grass chewing on a popsicle stick when a girl with a tragically unfortunate bangs walks out of the house across the street. Excuse me. She looks like somebody cut her hair with a machete. Say hi to the poor thing." I sighed. "It's not that easy. You know how I am." Her face filled the screen again. "I know exactly how you are. That's why you need to do this, or you'll spend the rest of high school alone and miserable, hiding in the bathroom probably." She did know me. So I promised to say hi to somebody at school today, and the somebody I've selected as recipient of my greeting is Hallie Bryce. Her locker is right next to mine, which regularly puts her within earshot of whatever sound I can force from my vocal cords. I won't have to go out of my way or approach anyone. I clear my throat to make sure it's still working, and that's when I spot Haley's glorious perfect dancer bun gliding down the hall toward me. Immediately, my pulse is pounding in my ears. She reaches her locker and squats down to enter the combination. It's not really a squat, though, what she's doing. The proper term is grand plie, which I learned from her Instagram, which is composed entirely of ballet photos, mostly of herself on point in various locations where you wouldn't normally find a ballerina: in a tree, on the beach, against a backdrop of urban decay. I don't follow her, as in I haven't clicked on the follow button or anything. I'm more of a lurk in the shadows kind of girl, not in any creepy way, in a more of an admiring from afar, I wish I could be like this sort of way. So here she is, plie squatting right next to me, and all I have to do is say that one tiny word to fulfill my mission. I'm not even asking myself for a full-on hello or anything insane like "how are you?" Just hi. Hallie glances up at me then. One of her beautifully curved eyebrows arches high on her forehead. She's waiting because I'm staring. I know I am, but I can't seem to stop or move or otherwise behave like a normal person. Her brows pull together in a V shape and her head tilts slightly to the side. Did you say something? She knows I haven't said anything. She's just being nice. I throw my eyes on the floor, forgetting to say hi. It's all I can do to not hyperventilate. She sighs, stands, clicks her locker shut, and pirouettes down the hall. Okay, maybe she just walks, but in the ballerina way of her toes pointed, feet turned out. I watch her go, exhaling the tightness of my chest. There's a moment of relief as my fear subsides, but it's quickly replaced by a feeling I like to call I suck. One simple thing, that's all I had to do. I drag my gaze to the interior of my locker, the photo of me and Jenna taped to the back wall. We are standing arm in arm. I'm wearing her pink cashmere dress that was too tight, but she insisted fit me perfectly, and we're smiling with all our teeth. I touch the picture because it helps. I don't know why. Only 7 hours to go, and I'll be on the bus home texting her. I'll confess my failure, but she'll still be my friend. She told me so when she moved away, that we won't let the distance come between us. We'll finish high school, graduate, go to college together, be roommates, just like we've always planned. I close my locker and head toward my first class, concentrating on not tripping or getting slammed by a backpack or poked in the eye with a drumstick. The latter is a realistic threat because Adrian Ahan is walking in front of me twirling actual drumsticks. Adrian is the official rock star of Edgar H. Richardson High School. He's in a band called East 48. They're good, like mosh pit diving fans screaming their heads off good. Not that I've seen them in person, but they post videos on YouTube. He's part Korean and dyes his long hair a darkish red color. Today he's got it twisted into a messy knot with a pencil poke through it. Nobody else could pull that off, but Adrian looks amazing. My eyes are glued on his man bun, not buns, though they are certainly worth gluing one's eyes to. I'm wondering what would happen if I yanked that pencil out of his hair when he suddenly spins around, throwing a stick in the air as he does a 360 on one heel. I come to an abrupt halt so as not to crash into him, but the kid walking next to me doesn't. He knocks right into Adrian and pushes him away from the drumstick that is currently soaring through the air. Right for my face, my hand shoots up to grab it. Whoa, Adrian says, regaining his balance. Good catch. I blink at the drumstick clutched in my outstretched hand. Oh my god, I caught Adrian Ahan's drumstick, and he's speaking to me. This is my chance to talk to somebody who spoke to me first. Hi, I blurt. It's the only thing I can think to say, I guess because I spent the morning rehearsing it and working up the nerve to say it to Hallie, but I know immediately it's the wrong thing, so of course I say it again. Hi. Adrian laughs. Hi to you too. We're stopped in the middle of the hall. Kids jostle me as they step around us. Can I get that back? Adrian tips his chin toward the drumstick in my hand, which I am still holding up in the air like a Statue of Liberty. I quickly push the stick to his chest. Yes, here's your drumstick. I caught it. Self-defense, of course, totally. You could put an eye out with that thing, but here you go. All yours. Happy to be of service. Oh my god. Happy to be of service? Did I actually say that out loud? The word spew, in its occasional side effect of never speaking to anyone, it's like my brain stores up every ridiculous thought I've ever had and then projectile vomits it all over the place. To make matters worse, I cap it off with a cheerful, go forth and prosper. Adrian laughs again. You too, Spock. I decline to clarify that I was quoting the Vulcan, who actually said live long and prosper, because my brain has thankfully gone into complete lockdown, and we are swept away in the throng of students. This is why you can't have nice things, Vicky, like friends or conversations. Instead of continuing to my world history class, I duck into the nearest girl's bathroom, trying to tamp down a sudden wave of nausea. I don't succeed and heave into the toilet, holding my hair back with one hand and steadying myself on the toilet roll dispenser with the other. One of the girls I dashed past on my way in says, "Ew," and scurries out. I flush and stare into the toilet bowl, which is now clear and filling with water. A knock on the stall startles me. I turn to see a pair of red Converse high tops on the other side, the yin-yang symbol sharpied onto the rubber toes. I love that symbol. Jenna and I first discovered it in the summer before 7th grade and adopted it as our own secret code. We doodled it everywhere, signed notes with it. We downloaded a custom emoji so we could text it to each other. We even got temporary tattoos of it once and swore we'd get real ones when we were old enough. The wearer of the yin-yang Converse, you okay in there? Fine, I call out too loud. Why am I shouting? You sure? The girl says. Yes, I whisper, too quiet now. I sound like a freak. I wasn't always this bad, or maybe I was and didn't realize it until Jenna left it. It's like walking on a balance beam while someone's holding your hand and you're perfectly fine until they suddenly let go and you can't move. The girl in the red Converse hesitates before pivoting and heading out. I wipe my mouth with toilet paper and flush again. It's too late to get to class on time, so I take a disinfecting wipe from my backpack. I always had a supply on hand and clean the toilet seat where I'd I'll be spending the next period. The bell hasn't rung yet, but it will any second, and the thought of rushing into class after the bell makes me want to hurl again. Being late for class is very high on my list of stupid everyday stuff that now terrifies me, aka the terror list. It's a mental list I've been keeping since the beginning of the year. I add to it whenever something makes me nervous or embarrassed or want to disappear. The list is long enough now that it's become a sort of game for me to remember everything on it, like trying to name all 50 states. That includes starting conversations, walking into class late, making eye contact, assigned seating, having to choose my own seat, saying something stupid, getting called out in class, finishing a test first, finishing a test last, group projects, individual presentations, the cafeteria, eating in front of people, gym class, sneezing in public. I can now add catching drumsticks to the list. Also, not catching drumsticks. Either way, that was going to be humiliating. After going through the list, I take out my history book. I've discovered that it's big enough to span the width of the toilet seat and provide a slightly less disgusting surface to sit on. I use it all of first period to study for my pre-cal test, which is next period, and also thankfully means I won't have to talk to anybody. I can put my head down and just do the work. That's pretty much how I spend the rest of the day, head down, going to class, doing the work. I pay attention enough, but not too much, so I can escape notice by teachers who only have time to deal with the slackers and the scholars. My sweet spot is the inconspicuous in between. The final bell rings at 3:50, which is an hour and a half later than last year since our school switched to a new schedule that's supposed to match the natural sleep cycle of teenagers according to studies and the fact that everybody was sleeping through first period. By 3:57, I'm on the bus and slinking into my usual seat, the one over the hump of the tire where nobody else ever wants to sit. I pull out my phone and text Jenna, "You there? You'll never believe what happened today." She doesn't answer right away. Her day ends about 10 minutes after mine, even though we live in 2 time zones apart. Because her school starts at the crack of dawn, I check her Instagram while I wait for her to get to her bus and see my text, but there's nothing new than the kissy face selfie she posted last night. I embarrassed myself spectacularly today. You probably heard people laughing all the way in Wisconsin. Still no reply. I scroll through her Instagram feed, which is like a glossary of facial expressions. Yesterday was a wink. The day before was a wide-eyed surprise. She started her account when she moved to Wisconsin as a way of staying in touch with me. Now she's got more than 100 followers and likes from complete strangers. I narrow my eyes at the interlopers and go back to texting. Ugh. I really shouldn't be allowed to leave the house. It would be better for everyone. Maybe I could claim I have one of those diseases that require you to be raised inside an airtight bubble, like the girl in the book. Avoid all contact with the outside world. Online contact only. No cute guys showing up outside my window either, which would never happen to me anyways. Let's be honest. I'm prepared to continue babbling about my future in containment when I finally see her thought bubble pop up. She's alive. Oh my god, what happened? It's humiliating. Tell me. Promise you won't laugh? I won't. I can almost imagine her saying it, leaning her shoulder against mine on the bus seat, huddling and close to listen. Texting is not the same. It never will be, but at least she's there. I exhale the stress, nodding my shoulders, and recount the story of my failed attempt to say hi to Hallie Bryce in excruciating detail. Hallie thinks I'm a complete idiot now. No, she doesn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does. She's not like that. She's super nice. Even nice people know an idiot when they see one. Plus, that's not even the worst part. I take a deep breath and text out the catastrophe of Adrian and the drumsticks, the word vomit, the Statue of Liberty, the going forth and prospering. When I'm finished, Jenna's bubble pops up, but it's taking forever for her message to come through, probably because she's laughing so hard she can't type, or maybe she's trying to find a nice way to tell me I'm indeed an idiot. Finally, okay, that was actually awesome and hilarious. Are you high? No, I'm serious. Adrian probably thinks you're funny, as in F-U-N. I don't think so. You caught his drumsticks. That's so cool. I told him to go forth and prosper. I know, brilliant. Are you kidding me? I'm serious. You're so funny. She assures me that it was funny in a good way, as in clever and witty, not funny and everyone is laughing at you way. I am not convinced. Sometimes I don't think she realizes how hard it is for me to do all of the talking for myself, to step into her shoes, the shoes I no longer tie for her, but she coaxes me down from the ledge of I suck until I'm standing on slightly more solid ground of maybe it's not all as bad as I think. Even better, she takes my mind off of my own troubles by drawing me into her world, which is more interesting than mine. These kids in the back of the bus keep looking at me. Boy kids or girl kids? One guy, 2 girls. Looking at you how? Good or bad? Not sure. We monitor the situation for a few minutes. The guy is cute, she says, and is possibly flirting. The girls are cute too, also possibly flirting. I advise her to slide lower in her seat so they can't see her, but mostly so I can have her to myself. I keep her texting as long as I can until I'm off the bus and in my house and sitting in the kitchen counter, drinking the fruit smoothie my mother made for me. Finally, Jenna texts that she has to go. I reply with a sad face emoji. She sends a kissy heart winky face, a unicorn birthday cake thumbs up, her back. It's silly, but we've been doing it since we got our first phones when we were 12. She ends as we always do with a yin-yang symbol, and in that moment all is right with my world. It's as if she's there next to me, next to my balance beam, holding my hand to make sure I don't fall. That is the end of chapter 1. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!